Hi guys! In today's lesson I'm going to show you how to play Let It Be by the Beatles. So this song's basically in the key of C and it uses the following chords. We'll start with the verse. So we've got C followed by G and then A minor and then F. If you're not sure what on earth I'm talking about, feel free to check out this lesson here on chords. But I'll just show you again here. So for a C chord, I'm going to put my thumb, finger 1 on C, I'm going to put finger 3 on E, and I'm going to put finger 5 on G. So that's how I play my C. I hope you can see that you play, skip, play, skip, play. And it's very important for you to see the shape of that chord. Okay, and it's all white keys, so play, skip, play, play. Right, so there's C. And for G, I'm going to put thumb on G, finger 3 on B, finger 5 on D. Same shape. Okay. A minor is right next door, so I'm going to move to the next chord on my right. So that's A minor, A, C, E. And then finally, I'm going to go to F, which is right here. F with finger 1, A, finger 3, and then C, finger 5. Okay, so here are those chords again. C, G, A minor, and F. Okay. These chords also make what's known as a 1-5-6-4 progression. Okay. And again, if you're not sure what chord progressions are, I've got a whole video on chord progressions, which is just going to make learning so much easier for you. Alright, so this is my 1-5-6-4. 1, 5, 6, and then 4. Okay. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to play 1, 5. Okay. So it's going to be 1, 5, 6, 4, 1, 5. And then what I'll do after that is I'm going to play what's known as a riff. And a riff is simply a beautiful melody. Okay. That sort of defines the song. So if you hear a riff, you can be like, I know what song that is. Right. So the riff that I'm going to play here is, instead of going to A minor, I'm going to go to F, and I'm going to go to this high F over here, and I'm simply going to play this F together with A. So when I play those two notes like that, in music theory that's known as a third, and I'm going to play, because a chord is 2 thirds on top of each other, but for this riff we're just going to play a third. So there's a third. I'm going to go down my scale in thirds, so I'm going to go like this, next door, until I get to C. Okay, so I'll show you that riff again. F, E, D, C. Okay, if you're not sure what I'm doing, F and A, E and G, D and F, and then you end with C and E. Okay, so a third is like half a chord. Okay, let's put those chords together. We'll just do the right hand for now. So here it is. Okay, now let's add the bass notes. And for that, I'm simply going to play the root of each chord. I'm going to play, by root I just mean the letter which the chord is named after. So like when I'm playing C, I'm going to play a C note in my left hand. So there's C, and then for G, I'm also going to play G, and then for A minor, I'm going to play an A as my bass note, and for F, I'm going to play that, and then C, G, and now I'm going to go to my riff. My left hand will stay on F. And then I'm going to end on C like that. So let me put that together. So 1, 5, 6, 4, back to 1, 1, 5, and then my riff. Okay. Now, just for variety and to keep the music moving forward, I'm going to play each chord twice, like this. Okay, so I was playing my bass note once, but the chord twice. Like that, and then, and then, and then. Okay, I'm going to consider this like level 1 of learning this song, because I think there's different levels at which you could play this. And I think you do need to understand level 1 before moving to the other levels. Okay, so it sounds quite close to what's in the recording, but there's something, maybe we're going to find this at level 2, that's quite different. So, and this happens when we play the F chord. So when we play C, G, A minor, so that's all good. Here, instead of going to F, we're going to play what's known as an F major 7. Okay, and F major 7 simply means you play F, A and C, the normal chord, but then you add the 7th note of your F major scale, which happens to be E. Okay, quick explanation, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so E is the 7th note of F. So if I add that to F, I'm playing a chord known as F major 7. Okay, so now that's quite a big chord to play, okay, because it's 4 notes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the F in my right hand, because I'm playing the F in my left hand, so I'm going to play this. What's interesting about this, as I'm looking at it, is this chord now looks like an A minor, you know, so that's quite an interesting relationship between these chords. Okay, so I said on F, we're now going to play an F major 7. There it is. That sounds closer to what's on the recording. Okay, instead of playing this F major 7 twice, we're going to go from F major 7, we're going to move this note down to D. The chord is now known as F6. So some interesting theory, but don't think too much about that. We'll talk about that later. Okay, so we're going to go from F major 7 to F6. Okay, if you want to simplify your life, you're just playing F and decorating it. Right, so here it is. And here's the riff. Okay. Accidentally played chord, but that's fine. Okay. So as long as, and that's why you have to do level 1. Okay, because now you can do whatever you want, you know. Sometimes you might play F accidentally, but if you play F major 7, that's also fine. Okay, so we said level 1 is just the chord. Maybe level 2, now you're adding a major 7th and a 6th to the F. And I think what you could also do, maybe let's consider this level 3 then. Level 3, we could start in the left hand to add more notes. So we can play in octaves. And an octave simply means you play C there and you play that other C. Okay, so these notes are 8 notes apart. Okay, so this is an octave, that's an octave, that's an octave. Okay, so C and C is an octave, D and D is an octave, E and E is an octave. Right, so we're going to go C is an octave and then G. I hope you can hear we're starting to get a big sound, and then F. Again, you don't have to do this, especially if your hands are tiny. You can always just play the simple bass notes. But if you want to, you can play an octave and just make sure that you're not overstretching your hand. Right. So there's the C, G, and then A, and then F. Okay. So you could either play your notes like that, or you could break them up like that. So that's a broken octave. Okay. Let's see if we can do that with the chords. So. Again, we're getting closer and closer to the sound of the recording. Okay. Now, I don't know if you know this, but the person who played piano in this song is Paul McCartney. And Paul McCartney is a member of the Beatles, who normally I see him playing the bass. And what I found interesting about this song is how he treats his left hand just like a bass. So, and I say a bass because if you listen to it by itself, it actually makes a bass line. So let me give you a bass line that's close to what he plays. Okay. So instead of just going to G, we're going to add a passing note. So the passing note that we're going to add is F sharp. I think that is really cool too. And then he plays the low G. Okay, so octave, passing note, and there's that octave but in reverse. Then we can go to A, but instead of just going straight to F, he does what bass players tend to do. They play what are known as passing notes. So you can see that he wants to go from here, A, to F. But you can see that there's a note there that I could pass through. So why not pass through here? So I'm going to go. And now I've got a bass line in the left. So passing note. And then F. And then back to C. Okay. So I'm going to add chords to that. So check this out. He plays that octave again there, just to keep the music moving forward. Right, so I'm going to play this, this time maybe without overthinking what I'm doing. When I find myself in times of trouble, where it comes to me. Then the riff. Okay, so basically those are the chords for the verse. If we want to take this to level 3, actually I don't know if this is 3 or 4, but the next level basically is I would play maybe notes that are, chords that are 4 notes instead of 3. So again, don't do it if your hand is small or if you think you're overstretching. So you could play C with finger 1, and then E with finger 2, G with finger 3, and then you could play C up there. You know, sometimes when I listen to the song, I do think I can hear this note. I'm not always sure, but let's just say he plays that. Okay, so you could play that for your C, and then for your G, you could play an inversion. Again, if you're not sure what inversions are, I've got a whole video on those. And inversions basically bring the chords closer to each other so that you don't have to jump from one chord to a chord that's so far away. Okay, you sort of bring all your chords close together. So you're going from this C, you've added that note to make it a 4-note chord, and then you go to G, you add that note to make it 4 notes, and then for A minor, right, and then for F, you just move one note and your chord changes, right? So here are my chords. And then the riff. Okay. And so forth. Okay, so that is the verse. Okay, enough of the verse. Let's go to the chorus. Okay, so for the chorus starts on A minor. Again, we're using the same chords, but he changes the order in which we do this. So that makes the song very interesting. So here's your chorus. It starts on A minor. So let it be A minor, and then it goes to, again, there's a bass line. It's going to go to G, then F, and then to G. To C, sorry. So A, G, F, and then C. So in your right hand, you're going to play A minor. Let me see, what am I saying? Yes. So this chord is really just a C, but it's an inversion. Second inversion. And then to F. Okay. And then back to our C. So let it be. Then what it does here is it brings back the second half of the chorus. The whisper words of, sorry, whisper words of, and then the riff. So here's that that chorus one more time. So let it be A minor, let it be, then F, back to C. You can add your bass line if you want. Okay, so let's go to the bridge. So for the bridge, we're going to play, it's very similar to the riff, okay? And again, there's a bass line here. So I'll show you the bass line first. It's in the left hand, so it goes from F. So the way I like to do this, because it looks like it is a scale. Actually, it's an F major scale. So I'm going to use finger 1, finger 2, 3. My thumb goes under to play the C, and then I'm going to put finger 2 on B flat. Then I keep going down the scale. A, G, F, and then you end on C. So I'll play that scale. Okay, I'm gonna count you in so that you can try and play this with me. So 1, 2, ready, play. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Left hand is gonna play. Let's play thirds so that it's just like our riff. And then here, I don't mind, you could play an F chord there actually. So you can go. Here you could even play a full G, and then F, and then C. Again, that's C first inversion. Okay, so alright. And that's your bridge. Okay, so let's try and play the song together. We're gonna play a verse. Actually, maybe let's start with the introduction. The introduction is exactly the same as the verse. So we're going to play intro, we're going to play a verse, we're going to play a chorus, then we're going to go straight to the bridge. Okay. In the original song, I think it's different, but for the sake of practicing, we're just going to play it like that. Okay. So I'll count us in. Feel free to play the song at whatever level is appropriate for you. So if you want to go straight to level 3 or 4 and be playing, that's fine. But if you also want to play just the root in your left with the chord, 3-note chord in your right, that's also fine. Okay, so here's the full song. Okay. Oh, let me count us in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's the verse. When I find myself in time. Again, and in my hour of darkness. Let's go to the chorus. Let it be. Let's go to the bridge. bridge again. And that's Let It Be. Enjoy your practice.